this is the official run. I did a cold start. Clearly messed that up because I don't think it caught on camera, and then the phone or the Insta360 turned off. But this is going to be more of a test run. I'm not really going to do anything crazy. Just want to get a feel for the entire Insta360 vibe and the editing behind it and everything, sort of in terms of the potential and what I could do. So let's just go on to this ride. I'm still trying to figure everything out regarding this, but yeah, I was so excited to record that I ended up leaving in flip-flops. So that's an interesting start. I guess I was too focused on making things right and figuring this all out. You know, my sister even asked if I wanted to grab lunch, and I was like, you know what, I'm trying to actually just record my first vlog. I'm pretty excited about this. I don't know how much I'm going to be talking since it is a first run, and I don't want to really share a story that ends up not being recorded or something, especially now that it's flashing red and like the screen is off. In the scenario that you guys never see any of this, I don't really want to share a story that I had to sort of repeat from the beginning or anything of that nature. Fortunately, the Insta360 camera is like glitching super hard, you know, so I'm not sure what's going on. So it's been a real pain in the ass. You guys will see bits and pieces of it probably before this scene, but I'm just having the biggest issues with it. Each time I press the record button, it's not recording. It keeps capturing like a still photo, which is never done. So I'm not sure what the issue is. Now all of a sudden it started recording, so I'm not sure what's happening. But yeah, I guess I'll switch to the Insta360 camera at this point. But it's been a huge pain in the ass, unfortunately, so it's not going to turn out anything like I thought it would. But you know, who knows? It keeps flashing red. I don't think it ever did that before. And the battery's almost full, so I don't know if it's flashing red because it's recording or something else. But you guys will see a mesh of what exists of this first vlog. I didn't think it would go necessarily smoothly, but I thought it would go smoothly in terms of the recording because I didn't have any issues and I got really familiar with how it worked. But you know, now it started doing this bullshit. But you know, I guess we'll see what gets recorded, what doesn't, and I'll make the most of it. Wearing flip-flops is making driving a lot harder, I'll say that much, because the pedals are really hard, which I mentioned a long time ago, but you know, if you guys haven't been watching for that long, the pedals in the Lambo are really hard. The steering wheel is hard to move around and stuff, so it's not the easiest car to drive, even without the paddle shifters. So having flip-flops on with socks, by the way, it's not the easiest thing to drive. My flip-flops keep sliding off. Obviously you need to be as careful as possible, but you know, and to make matters worse, there were a lot of green lights, which made it hard to figure out how this Insta360 even works, because there was no red lights to sort of figure out what's going on. And yeah, so I'm going to take off my flip-flops at this intersection because it's a lot harder to drive with it sliding off every 2 seconds. Nothing interesting has happened. I've kept my window up, so I don't think anybody's really going to say anything to me if they see the window up, because they know I wouldn't be able to hear them. But yeah, my voice is cracking too, so that's not making this any easier, but we'll see. I'll probably figure out how I want to edit this, so I'll probably edit bits and pieces, so you guys might not see the entire drive. I wanted to show the entire drive, but that might be a little excessive, since it'll probably be over 20 minutes long, depending on how much was actually recorded and how much was not. So we'll just see. guys were wondering, and not sure if I'm yelling, I know the windows are down and there's probably a lot of wind noise, so I'm trying to speak louder. But if you guys were wondering, unfortunately the check engine light has not gone away. It's been, I think, 2 or 3 drives with it on so far. So at this point, I'm not 100% sure it'll go away. There's always a possibility that it will, because it has gone on and off 3 times already, twice within like a short span of time. So it might go away, but I mean, I'm not really 100% sure at all whether it will. I'm still hopeful it does, because I don't really want to spend money on what it could cost to fix. But you know, it's one of those things where I just really don't know. Obviously, if there is an issue, I wouldn't want the check engine lights to just disappear, because at that point I'll just assume that there is no issue, or it just fixed itself, quote unquote, and I won't get it checked out probably. So if there is an issue that needs to be worked out, I mean, it would be good to have it worked out rather than you know, have to deal with a bigger issue later on. So we'll see. I've been trying to hold off on as much as possible, because I just have so much going on, don't have that much free time. So I've been trying to hold off on certain things, including getting this car fixed if it needs to be fixed, especially with the fact that the check engine light keeps going on and off. So I'm trying to get that sorted out. So if it does stay, then obviously I'll get it fixed sooner rather than later. I was trying to get through the month of January before I really started doing anything. That's why I held off on the plates for so long. As you guys know, the original Benz plates were supposed to go on here, or it was supposed to, the original Benz plates were supposed to go on the C55, and I was going to take the Mustang's plates and put them on here, and then the Mustang would get new plates. So I was sort of trying to do that for a long time. Obviously I got this car in May, and then I got the C55 in August. So I was trying to do that once I kind of had everything sorted out, but I just didn't have time. And then I was like, I'll just get it done in February once I have more time on my hands, maybe, since I just been really busy. And then obviously I went to Pittsburgh and whatnot, so I was trying to hold off until, you know, certain things got out of the way, and then I was going to sort of get things situated. And then last week I decided, you know what, instead of going through the hassle of moving plates around, I'm just going to get new plates altogether and switch things later on if need be. So as you guys know, the Lamborghini will get plates that say Revenge, which is actually a play on DD's plate, which I don't know. I don't think they put it on the Lamborghini. They put it on something else, but I'm not really sure, which also says Revenge. So it's sort of a play on that. And Mercedes plates will say Innocent if things go smoothly. As I mentioned, when you order plates, they can allow you to get those plates, or they allow you to order those plates as long as it doesn't directly match one that exists. But later on they could send a letter to you saying that, oh, there's one that exists that is close enough for you not to be able to get the plate you wanted. So we might have one of those situations for both cars. I'm not really sure. So if that happens, then obviously I may not get either plate, or I might just get one. But yeah, so the plates for the Lamborghini should say Revenge. Plates for the C55 AMG will say Innocent, which is a play on words essentially, because C63 I kept trying to get plates that said Not Guilty, and I was unable to get it. They would let me order it every time, but months later I'd figure out that I just can't get the plates because it's similar to something that already exists. So that was that. So we'll just see how all that pans out. Driving without shoes makes the pedal feel really weird. Like, I don't know why. I don't know if it's like the width or the general feel of the pedal. Something about it just feels weird. So I keep noticing that my foot keeps sliding to the very edge of the pedal. But yeah, I don't know, that's kind of a weird experience, but it is what it is. Saw that reaction of the person telling me to put the foot down. So yeah, that was cool. But yeah, I think that's the best reaction we get, I mean, at this point. I guess we made somebody else's video, so that's pretty cool. It would be really cool to like be out in public and stuff and like see other people's videos on like my car. I think that would be really cool. But you know, I need to definitely go out more if I want people to take videos of my car and like pictures and stuff that I could actually see. But you know, we'll get there. We'll get there eventually, especially now that I have the 360 camera. I will be recording a lot more, so we'll definitely get the videos out there and we'll get more exposure and all of that. So that's gonna be cool. That officially marks the end of the first video, so we'll just see. Leave your comments on what you guys think, and yeah, I'll try to record once every week.